What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be talking about HYACINE's speed requirements. How much speed do you need on her? Exactly how many turns are you going to get with how much speed? How many rolls of speed are you going to need on your HYACINE relics? I'm going to be discussing all of that in today's video. So if you enjoy this type of content, let me know by liking the video, leaving a comment in the comment section below, and consider subscribing to the channel. Also, check me out on twitch.tv/HSR UID. I'm live almost every day, Monday through Friday, sometimes on the weekends as well. So check me out on there. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. All right, first of all, let's talk about the requirement. She does have a trace that says that when HYACINE exceeds 200 speed, her and little Ika's max HP increases by 20%. So off the bat, you already know that the minimum amount of speed that you want is 200 speed. Now that sounds like an incredibly high amount of speed, and I understand it is a really high amount of speed. She is going to be the fastest character that we have in the game, pretty much by far, by default. Now, for every one speed that you exceed from 200, you're going to get 1% outgoing healing. And this is pretty much never going to, you're never going to reach this in regular gameplay, maybe in the simulated universe. But for the purposes of this video, we're only going to focus on maybe getting to 200 speed and how are you going to get there. HYACINE is a character that gets 14 speed from traces, which is very, very nice. Helps us get to our threshold, and she also has 110 base speed, which is among the faster characters in the game. Now, when we factor everything together, we have 110 base speed. When we add the 14% from traces, when we add the 25% from the speed boots, we have 149. Now, her best in slot sets are going to be down here, and these are pretty much straightforward. There's no real mystery to what it is. It's going to be the Warrior Goddess of Sun and Thunder. You get 6% speed, an extra 6% speed for a total of 12, and then the Giant Tree of Wrap Brooding, which is another 6% for a total of 18% speed. And that one will work until you get this one to farmed up. But now if you factor in 12% from here and 6% from here, that's 18. And now for the light cones, we have the free-to-play light cone from the Herda shop. That's Memory Curtain Never Falls for an extra 12. That makes it an extra 30% speed. Now, if to the 149 speed, we add the extra 30% speed that we just calculated, it's 110, because 110 is her base speed, times 30, because that's 30%, 18 from the light cone. 18 from the from the relics, and then 12 from the light cone. You get 182 with the light cone and with the relic sets already. You're at 182. Now we have 182 total speed. This is the minimum amount of speed that you're gonna have on a free-to-play setup build for HYACINE. Now, this is nowhere near close to 200, right? So to get to 200, we're gonna go to 200, right? Minus 182, and we're going to divide that by the minimum amount of speed roll that you can get, which is 2.3, and that gives us 7.8. This is the minimum amount of rolls that we're going to need to roll on our relics to get to 200 speed. So if we get this amount of rolls, so let's say you have 5 pieces, because speed boosts don't count. In those 5 pieces, you're going to have to roll speed on all 5 of them, and in approximately 2 to 3 of them, you're going to have to roll either high speed on 2 of them or low speed on 3 of them. So hopefully that makes sense. For a free-to-play HYACINE, you're going to need to roll a little bit of speed, but the good thing is that HYACINE only really wants speed and HP. That's all she really wants. There's no real mystery on how to build her. There's no real variations on how to build her. All you really want is HP and speed. Speed is primarily the focus, and secondary is speed. Now, when we go into the sheet, there's a lot of numbers here, and I will leave the link in the description for the sheet. But this part right here is where we are going to focus only on this part. We're not going to talk too much about this, but on this part is pretty much what I just did. I just explained to you how this section worked, this little cell. I just did this for you live so you guys can understand where I got this number from, which is the exact same number as this number right here. We just did it live. So now you understand where this number came from, right? So this is the minimum number of rolls you're going to need to get to 200 speed based on that. Now, if you get the signature light cone, this number goes from 7.8 to 5, right? And this is all assuming that you're using the speed planar set. The speed planar set is going to be the tree one, the one that we got that has 6% speed and the outgoing healing. Now, if you plan on using any other planar sets, then these numbers are going to change, and then you're going to have to plan accordingly. You're going to need a lot more rolls, obviously 10.7 rolls. That's 2 rolls in speed per relic. And then this one, if you have the signature light cone, it makes it a little bit easier, because remember, the light cone gives you 18% speed. Now, if you're going for the E2, then you're not going to have any problems getting to 200 speed, because 200 for E2, you're going to be at 200 speed pretty much at base, because you do get an extra I think 20% speed, I think permanently, 30% speed permanently. So you're always going to be at 200 speed if you have E2, so it doesn't matter. Now, another thing I wanted to discuss is how many turns you're going to get with the 200 speed. Now, if you go back here to the beginning, we're going to be able to see how many actions we're going to be able to take in the cycles with the 200 speed. At 200 speed, we're going to be able to take 3 actions in the 150 action values for the first cycle. And then if we have a dance, we can drop it down to about 184 speed if we want to get 3 actions. Now, obviously, since you are going to be at 200 speed minimum, then you are going to be able to take a lot more actions than that. Down here, we're going to talk about the planar sets and the relic sets. I already talked about it a little bit. Warrior, Goddess, Sun and Thunder is the only one you really want to go for. If not, 2p speed, 2p speed. And then planar sets is pretty much just giant tree. It's just the only one you want to run. There's no real reason to run anything else. It's just, it is what it is. This we already talked about in another video. I will link it in the description as well. And then these are the light cone calculations. When it comes to HYACINE in particular, from the free-to-play option, HYACINE's personal numbers are like insurmountable. The difference is so vast that I don't know. It's just, is it worth it? I think so. 80% damage, 80% difference in performance is just so different. Even in Caster's performance is 50% difference. So it's a lot. Obviously, all these light cones, I think, give you speed. No, except for this one. This one is Caster's light cone. Doesn't give you speed, but it gives you damage. That's why it's here. Time moving into gold is Aglaea's light cone. It gives you speed, which is why it's 106, which is a little bit better. It's actually second best performing when it comes to HYACINE herself, because it actually gives you, I think it gives you, yeah, 12% base speed, which is actually better than regular speed or speed percentage. So it's actually a little bit better than that. And then her own light cone gives you 18% speed. It has this busted consuming mechanic for Caster's, and then it also gives you a vulnerability for 18%, which is actually kind of crazy. But by virtue of being a remembrance character, we only have just a very few limited amount of light cones. Memory card never falls. I mean, although it's a very, very good light cone, it just pales in comparison when it comes to her signature light cone. And then, like, I don't even know what else to say when it comes to that. Like, at worst, this is a 44% damage increase on team performance, and at best is an 82% increase in performance when it comes to HYACINE herself. But yeah, when it comes to speed, I'm gonna leave the link to this in the description below, so you guys can reference this whenever you guys have time, and you guys can compare whatever you guys want to do. If you want to get to 200 speed, you guys already know how many rolls you need, but essentially you guys need anywhere from 5 to 7 or 8 rolls in speed. You guys shouldn't need more than that to get to 200, regardless of what you do, because like I said, HYACINE doesn't have that much intricacy when it comes to building her and what to do. So it's a very, very simple answer here. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Until next time, guys,